Hi students, theory of inference part 2. So after rule T, we are having the rule CP. CP is nothing but conditional proof. So what is the rule CP? If we can derive S from R and a set of premises, then we can derive R conditional S from the set of premises alone. That means if any output or conclusion is conditional statement, compulsory you can take the additional premises, that is nothing but the rule CP. That is nothing but the if derived S, where we have to derive the S from R only. That is the here if we can derive S from R and a set of premises, then we can derive R conditional S from the set of premises alone. So here we can take R is the additional premises. That is nothing but the conditionally proof. Conditionally proof means conditionally you have to take this R, then only you get the S. Here we can have to apply the one condition. So see the example problem. Show that R conditional S can be derived from the premises P conditional Q conditional S, comma, negation R, RP and Q. Okay. So first I can take the negation RP is the rule P and the output is R conditional S. Compulsory here we have to take the R is the additional premises. That's why I have to take the R is the rule P. So here negational RP is simply you can write the R conditional P. So that R conditional P comma R simply we can write the P by using rule I10 or and next premise is P conditional Q conditional S. So by using I11 P comma P conditional Q conditional is Q conditional S. And another premise we are having is Q conditional S comma Q is S. So the finally output is S. How S is came? So conditionally here you have to take the R is additional premises, then only you can get the S. That's why finally you have to write down the R conditional S. By using rule CP, you have to write down the R conditional S. That is the rule CP, conditionally proof. Conditionally you have to apply the any logic, then only you can get the valid conclusion. Then it is rule CP, conditionally proof. So problem also same. Show that P conditional S can be derived from the premises negation P R Q, comma negation Q or R and R conditional S. So here the conclusion is conditional. Compulsory you have to take the rule P assumed premise. So the first premise negation P R Q, it is rule P, and P is also a rule P. How you can write that it is the rule P? This P is available in the conclusion. That's why the given R is also P is also available in the given premise. That's why we have to write down the here rule P. By using rule I10, negation P R Q comma P equal to Q. And the next premise you have to take the here negation Q or R. So again I10 Q comma negation Q conditional R is equivalent to R. Okay. So in the next premise is R conditional S. By using rule I11, R comma R conditional S is nothing but S. So here additionally you have to take the additional premise P, then only you can get the S. By using rule CP you have to write down the P conditional S. Okay. In the same as here the given problem is in the statements. That statements you have to convert it into the formulas. The formulas are P conditional Q, R conditional negation P and R. The conclusion is negation P. Okay. So the first I have to take the first premise is R conditional negation Q and the next premise is R. So by using I11 we have to simply can write the negation Q, and the next premise we are having only P conditional Q. The contrapositive of this one is negation Q conditional negation P. Okay. So P conditional Q is simply write as a negation Q conditional negation P. Then negation Q comma negation Q conditional negation P is equivalent to negation P. So here the conclusion is negation P. So here we are getting the negation P. So negation P is logically followed by P conditional Q comma R conditional negation Q and R. Okay. Is consistency of premises. Same as in rules of inference, we are having another topic, consistency of premises. So consistency is nothing but compulsory the conclusion is valid conclusion, or the conclusion you can prove that the tautology. Inconsistency is nothing but you can prove that the it is a contradiction. Okay. So see here the one example, the following premises are inconsistent. Inconsistency is nothing but you can show that it is a contradiction. So here first I have to take the first premise E conditional H, and the next one S conditional H. By using these two, rule I13, I have to write down the E conditional H. The next premise is A conditional negation H. This one we can write down the contrapositive, that is nothing but the H conditional negation A. By using these two, again I have to write down the E conditional negation A. So here you have to remove the conditional statement. You have to remove the conditional statement negation E or negation A. You have to take the common negation E and A. So another premises we are having E and A. Then you have to write down the here E and A and negation of E and A. So this will be treated as a P. This will be treated as a negation P. P and negation P is equivalent to false. So the given premises are inconsistent. Okay. That is nothing but it shows the contradiction. So after consistency, inconsistency, we are having another method in rules of inference only, indirect method of proof. So indirect method of proof also we are having the premises and conclusion. Here directly we can take the negation of conclusion. Directly you have to take the first step only, negation of conclusion. We can take the additional premise. Okay. So here example show that negation of P and Q follows from negation P and negation Q. So here this one is the premise, negation P and negation Q is the premises, and negation of P and Q is the conclusion. So here in indirect method directly you can take the additional premises is negation of conclusion. So directly you have to take the negation of P and Q. So negation of negation P and Q is P and Q. Already we know the rule I1, P and Q directly you have to write down the P. So rule I1. And next premise is negation P and negation Q. So this is in the form of P and Q. So by using rule I1 is we have to write down the negation P. Okay. So we put P and negation P is a conclusion. P and negation P is a inconsistent or not? Yes, inconsistent. P and negation P is inconsistent. So negation of P and Q is not logically follows from negation P and negation Q. Why it not follows? It shows the here contradiction or inconsistency. Okay. So hence our assumption is wrong. The negation of P and Q is follows from negation P and negation Q. Indirect method directly we have to take the here negation of conclusion. So our assumption is wrong. So our assumption is wrong means here negation of P and Q follows from the negation P and negation Q.